The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, looking good, Billy Ray. Feeling good, Lewis. We have a really great show today, folks. We have Jim Bartolioni. Bart's charts will be on in the half hour. He's got 8 charts. You're going to love them. They're not like what you usually see, but that's what's really important. I want to start the show just a little bit differently today because we're seeing something in the markets that we have not seen in a very long time. As you notice here, I've had the chart of the NASDAQ up as of yesterday, and of course we dropped over 300 handles after we hit that big pattern that was up there. But what's happening now, let's just get this up here. I want to show you because this is really quite exciting. What am I talking about? At least from my perspective, because you just don't see it that much. The next one we're going to look at, of course, is, what happened? Shut the front door and raise the rent. Let's just see what I did wrong here. Hold on just a second here. I want to show you something. Okay, that's where we are. Hold on. 1, 2, 3. Don't panic. You got this. You're in control. Yes, we are. There we go. And we're on the way. This is where we were yesterday. As you can see up here, we were at 2 standard deviations. Boys and girls, believe it or not, we hit 3 standard deviations today. And this is what's really exciting. As you look at this, I want to show it to you over the last several days here because we've had some really great volatility. And it's continuing on today, too. So we'll continue to show you where we are. This might not work. I mean, I'm just showing it to you because... Okay, let's get it up here. Okay, here's where we are. Folks, if we get above those highs that we just made just a little while ago, that would be the equivalent to 45.05 in the S&P and above that 14,680 area in the NASDAQ, we would be looking at a blow-off top, a continuation of this rally that started on the 15th of March. And it could go a great deal higher. So that's it. The good part about this is that one of the things that we were doing last night was watching the crude oil because we had an exceptional. I wish you got, well, that's what I wish and what I want is 2 different things. Now, if you take a look, this is the crude oil. We had a perfect 61% retracement video we sent out last night saying to sell the crude oil there at 1100. We covered it when it made a new low at 107 and change. And so that completed that pattern. We were also letting our folks know that we were expecting a break in the gold because we couldn't get above the 1940 by very much, and we suggested to get out of the longs and expect a breakdown to probably the 1908 level. We got to 1912 so far today, but those were the ones that we were watching very closely. Another thing that's happened statistically last night, and I want to bring this up because this is the weekly chart of the, hold on one second, we've got to get this up here so everybody gets, this is the NASDAQ, the E-mini, Larry, just a minute, trying to do too many things at once. This is the Hang Seng Index, and as you can see from the Hang Seng Index, we went up and we did fill that gap up there at 22,000, I believe, 21,900, so that's very important that it's doing that. I've got to change this because it just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, now the other questions everybody is asking is because the fact that we had that perfect pattern, and boy, I mean it was perfect. But the thing that I had to remind everybody of, these things do fail. So let me get this up here so we can see. Oh, shut the front door and raise the rent. Just a minute. Hold on, folks. I hit the wrong button, and that makes a problem. Just a second here. We get up here. There's a share your screen. Share your screen. Okay, there we are. Here was the pattern we were looking at. Folks, we dropped 70 handles from that top, and now we've come up, and you can see here we have popped up above that level. Today we've got up to 45 even, and that is much higher than it should have been. After breaking as much as it did, you should. Well, we were saying, if you're risking, $800 in something and it gives you $3,000, you don't want to risk the whole thing back. I mean, that's a silly thing to do. So once we went above 44.85 today, that told you that market was probably going to go up, and we're still going up. Now, the fact that we are at where we are as far as the last 5 days, I wouldn't buy this if you let me trade for free. That's how negative I am about that, but that's just my opinion. We actually put on the short today at 44.9750, risking about 10 points is what we were looking at there on that. So we'll just keep a close eye. If you have any questions, it's 877-927-6648. That's that's what the number is if you want to call in. And that's what we have to be looking at. Someone's asked a question. Oh, I have to do the DAX here. Let's do the DAX here because it's in the midst of making a 61% retracement. Also, wrong button. Okay, screen, share your screen, change the window, hit the button, and there it goes. Okay, here's your German DAX. You can see here that we are rallying right near the 61% retracement in here. It should get here sometime today or early tomorrow would be my guess. So that is the German DAX. The next one that we want to look at, of course, is the Ftse. If we get the Ftse up here, you'll see we've completed. And we have completed a beautiful ABCD pattern in the Ftse. As you can see, there's your ABCD right up here. And we've been here for a while. I don't follow the Ftse. I bring this up for those of you across the pond, but we're up in this area where it should be getting ready for a sale. Oh, there we go. Someone's saying tilt the camera down a bit. Shut the front door. Is that any better, Al? Hope it is. We'll see. Okay, that was a little too much, maybe. I don't know. Okay. All right, let's get all right, good. All right, get to the next one here. We've covered the DAX. We've covered the Ftse. And now we want to cover the Treasury Bonds. Boys and girls, I don't know if you know this or not, but we are having a little bit of a sell-off in these things. And I'm just going to bring up the bonds here on the weekly basis to let you know how bad this thing really is. Now, we're way oversold. There is absolutely no question about that. We are very oversold. But we are heading, folks. I know you're not going to believe it, but we're heading down to this level right here. We hit 148 today, folks, 148.04. That means we're 47 now. Now we're only 19 handles away. Look at this 135. This 135 pattern worked perfectly. The one in the S&P, it's gone higher than that. But this 135 was just absolutely spot on. So that's what we're watching here tonight. But the notes, even worse. 877-927-6648.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
What's separating you from the most successful men and women on Wall Street? That's right, information. Having all the information gives us the perspective we need to place the right trades at the right time. The TESS Profile Scanner is the premier market profile-based scanner. Powered by its acclaimed TESS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner instantly filters over 2,500 plus global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. This powerful suite of tools leverages instant trade filtering and strategy formulation to show you emerging trades before they happen. For a limited time, you can save $100 off your first month by using the promo code UPGRADE, and you still get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Level the playing field with the TESS Profile Scanner, which you can find under the Services tab at TFNN.com. Sign up today.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Okay, folks, I posted the chart of the notes, and they're heading down too. So we'll see how this all ends up. Someone asked, actually 2 people over the last couple of days. I missed this, but they asked me, why I went to the floor of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange back in January of 1982. There were 2 reasons. One is I had been with Drexel for 6 years and had done very well, but I wanted to know if I could trade off the floor as a floor trader, number one. And number 2, and most important, is I had seen the beginnings of these desktop computers, laptops were far away, but desktops were coming, and they would be able to show the prices every 5 minutes, 15 minutes. Instead of using a ticker tape, I'd be able to see these prices, and they would plot it for you, and you could put, fancy oscillators or studies, whatever you want on it. But if you just got the bar chart, that's all I really wanted to know. CompuTrack down in New Orleans with Tim Slater was the one that really got started with it, along with Walt Bresser, Jake Bernstein, and they really got this thing started. And I started to see prototypes of it back in '82, so I knew that was coming, because I really didn't like working in a big office environment. I'd rather work in a private office or out of my home, actually, because I can beat this game, and I knew that if I had that information, I would be okay. After all these years and looking at this stuff, folks, and that's why the Floor Trader's Handbook is, it's just AB equals CD, folks. I know it's crazy, but even when you're looking at Basil's charts, and he's as good as it gets with these things, folks, you can see ABCDs all over the place. Now he changes his scoring or his numbers, but there are just multiple ABCDs. I'm looking at the ABCDs. You can see the pattern that we had in the gold yesterday, and the one we had in the one we're having right now in the E-mini S&P, and the one we're having here in the crude oil. All of them were lining up pretty good. Now, do they all work? No. But, you get out of the way, the ones that don't work, and move on. So I knew I could do that. The one thing I went to New York, to Chicago for, John Hill had a really strong interest in this because John and I were communicating, every day, 5-6 times a day. And he was wondering if they flash stops. In other words, if the brokers, they're filling the orders, if they were looking for stops. Folks, I was there 3 days and I knew that didn't happen because those decks that those guys hold. I showed you those cards that I put up yesterday, those trading cards. I mean, the broker had a deck of those cards. It's so full that the girls had to hold it with both hands. And the orders that were closest, were right on top. And when those were filled, they moved them on and took them out. I mean, this is all electronic now. We don't have that problem. Well, back in those days, people said, they know where the stops are. Yeah, but they're too busy and they don't flash the stops. The reason why, those decks that those guys held were worth $1 million. And that was back in '82 when $1 million is still a lot of money, but that was when $1 million was really a lot of money. And so if they were caught flashing stops, Merrill Lynch, Smith Barney, whoever it was, would take those decks away from those people. The only time I ever had a problem with this was, I said this story before, but I'll tell it again because it's one of the most vivid ones I had. I was short pork bellies, and there was a cattle on feed report. It was January of '83, and the report was so bullish cattle, they didn't think they'd even have any cattle except the ones you could see in the Smithsonian. That's how bullish it was. And I'm short 2 contracts of pork bellies. Jane Sklar, who worked for me when I was at Drexel, was now running the desk for Jack Carl at the Carl. It was a big commodity operation for hogs, and so I asked her. I said, I know Maury Oster is running the lead option for pork bellies, and they were friends. I said, any chance I could get this order on top? And she said, yeah, I'll go over and ask him. So she went over and she said, he wants to see you. I said, oh my God, I know what I've done now. I've asked for preferential treatment, and oh my God, that's rule number 1 down there. You can't ask for preferential treatment. Everybody's treated equally. So I was getting ready to get barbecued. So I walked over. He's about 5'6". He was sitting on the first step. And so he was about a little above me, maybe half a head higher, because I said, hey, I'm very sorry. He said, what? He said, you got a problem? And I said, yes, sir, I do. He said, what's the problem? I said, I'm short pork bellies and I'm going to get massacred. I said, I was just asking for preference. Whatever the fine is, I said, I'll take it. I made a bad mistake and I apologize. He said, you say you have a problem? And I said, yeah, I'm short bellies. He said, oh, you're short bellies. He opened up his deck. And on the very first order, and I'm not kidding you about the quantity, it says sell 2,000, it was February, because January was February. He said, tell 2,000 Feb bellies, BO, means best offer. And that means that he just wanted to sell 2,000 bellies at any price. Well, cattle opened about 10 cents higher, went limit down 10 minutes before the pork bellies opened, and pork bellies opened limit down and went limit down for 2 days. Well, after he showed me that, he said, look, he said, go back and play with those animals in the T-bill pits and leave us professionals alone, is what he said. And I never got fined or anything, but after that, I knew that it was a legitimate game. I probably spoke too much about that today, but it was really important to know that this game that you play is very fair. It wouldn't be in this business. You wouldn't be seeing it for 150 years if it wasn't fair, folks. So when you put your orders in, they're not looking for your stops. John Hill had Hill's rule. Put your stop in because you're going to get filled on the low if you're long and the high if you're short. He said, just do it and move on to the next trade just as quickly as you can. That's pretty much what you got to do when you're doing this. So those are the main things that I'm looking at. So we've got to stop in on this short that we put on at 97. Our stop is at 45.11. Yeah, risking 15 points on that one because it's so volatile. You've got to give it a little time here to see it. But we did exit. We got out of our gold yesterday at 19.30. It's trading quite a bit lower than that right now. We're still looking for a buy spot, but it's quite a bit lower. Bonds continue to go lower. I'm seeing 48.09 here on the TV. Behind me, so this market is really in bad shape, folks. And not only stop and think what the Fed's going to have to do. I mean, the Fed is in between a rock and a hard place, folks. I mean, they've got to do something, and they've got to raise rates. But raise rates, will that stop? Will that stop inflation? Will that keep people from buying it? We're seeing Brazil, folks. which is a major exporter of soybean oil, is now importing soybean oil. Believe it or not, they're taking bids on soybean oil for Brazil. And I know this is the end of their season over there. It's fall over there, so it's going to be interesting. We're not very far away from some real serious implications here for people that are. Why am I not getting prices? Oh, there it is. But that's the main thing to remember here, folks. You're going to have to start stocking up food pretty soon, because if we have any problems with our crop, we've got corn's almost at $8, folks. When I started trading corn, it was $1.20, and the range for the week was a nickel. So something's wrong. I mean, there is something wrong out there, and if we have a bad crop here, that will mean 300 million people are probably going to die. I know it doesn't sound like much, but 300 million people out of 7.2 billion is really a lot. I'm not an alarmist, but you just be careful. 877-927-6648. Billy Ray Valentine coming up with Bart Charts.
Are you having fun trading the markets but having trouble finding like-minded individuals to discuss your trading and investment ideas with? Become an apex predator in the trading markets and join the Tiger's Den Trading Room only at TFNN.com. The Tiger's Den is an exclusive trading room where successful traders from around the world come to exchange trades and ideas. Join the den and surround yourself with the sharpest minds in the trading world. Subscribers to the Tiger's Den are also the first to have their questions answered live on air and can privately chat with our TFNN hosts live during their shows. Interact with other Tigers and Tigresses as they share trading ideas, news analysis, and discuss the market action all trading day. Subscribe to the Tiger's Den risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee and become part of the TFNN trading community. TFNN, educating investors.
You could be making money off the stock market. And if you're already making money off the stock market, you could be making a lot more. Check out TFNN and Tiger TV and get expert investing advice to give you the power to control your financial future. Go to TFNN.com and find the newsletter for you. Whether you're into trading gold, metals, futures, currencies, or options, you'll get advice and analysis to help you seriously get ahead. TFNN also features trading services with a 30-day money-back guarantee for new subscribers, as well as TFNN's Tiger Den Trading Room, trading software, and educational webinars for all trading levels. And make sure you check out Tiger TV for free on TFNN.com or TFNN's YouTube channel for live financial content from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern on market days. Stop watching on the sidelines while other people get rich and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Broadsword to Danny Boy. Broadsword to Danny Boy. Come in, Danny Boy. The chicken is in the pot.
Hey, Larry. How are you? Good morning.
Hey, Bart of Bart's Charts. Bart, how you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing great. How about yourself? What a market!
Good. I got to tell the story, but I've told it before, but it's one of my favorites. When you guys, when I first met you fellas, you showed me some pictures of inside the cockpit of the F-18s, and I remember one particular one had that red button, and that red button, folks, it said, and I said, what does that mean? And if you press that button, the little sign under it said, press this if you want to kill every MF in sight.
Yes, and we used to say, if you get a light, put it out, because the computer would tell you,
Oh, really? Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So all of a sudden,
one other quick story is, so you come out here several times to visit, over the years, but you set up that simulator down at Davis Monthan Air Force Base for Dr. Jimmy Elder. And so Jimmy came out to visit me for a week, and so he went down on a Monday to take the simulator, and he had to go 3 days of training, to even get in the simulator. So he goes on Thursday for the simulator, and it was supposed to be about an hour, but there was a fault switch that if you couldn't take it anymore, you flip the switch. After about 45 minutes, he couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't believe the physical things that you guys have to go through when you fly those planes. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, I was shocked.
Well,
hey, let's get back. I know.
Blind squirrel finds an acorn every once in a while,
Yeah, right. Yeah, the old blind hog. Yeah, you're a blind hog for sure. Hey, listen. Tell the folks you've got some great charts here today. Tell the folks what you're looking at to start off.
Absolutely. And what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to call him up. I was chatting with Al. So just
you
give me
can do
2
it yourself?
seconds. Yeah, I think so. Do you have them?
Oh, shut the front door, Ray. Boy,
do you have them up?
I have them, but if Al's got them, it's much easier for Al to do it than me because he's reliable. I'm not so reliable as Al, so he can do it. Go ahead, Jim.
All right,
Jim.
I'm going to do my screen share. Let me know if you got it, all right? The first thing, Larry, gosh, what was it, a month ago or so? Let me see if I got my screen share here. Come on, Al. Let's see. Click to screen share. There we go. Boom. How are we looking, Larry? Do we got it?
Looks like we're in good shape, Billy Ray.
All right. So the last time we were talking, I think we were talking about lit, and it was up at the highs here. And honestly, Larry, teaching everything you taught me, I just found a confluence area of 4 different ratios, and as you can see here in this next chart, bam, it hit it, and I actually missed my entry, believe it or not. So I'm looking for a pullback, but that might be it on lit, and off we go. So lit is the ETF for lithium, and it's supposedly in tremendously short supply, as everything is. And so, but I got to tell you, it came right down, and I left the 382 on there, Larry. It was the 382 from the all-time low. So off lit goes, and we got to get in that one. We got to get long that one. You had a question?
No, it looks pretty good. Evidently, they're not seeing the chart, so just give me a second, Bart, and let me get these up here because I can bring it up here real quickly. We can go right to number 2, which is your chart on the JGB, I think, the Dow Global Country Allocation. I never knew what the heck this was. That to me is a mystery. So tell the folks here what it is.
Yeah, so the global Dow on my e-signal and probably Ensign, it's $G Dow. You can just call it the United States Dow, right? But anyway, the global Dow, if you go to the next chart of the global Dow, Larry,
I'm bringing it up right now. Boy, this is really cool. I haven't seen anything this long in a long time as far as the amount that you're looking at here. But there you go. You're seeing the global Dow.
So, since 2003, 20 years or so? Yeah. Every move up has been the same. And again, what have we done? We've finished that. But I just pulled up the basic cycle tool, and you can see that the tops have timed out pretty nicely, and we timed out along with a measured move, and then I just did basic channel, that orange dashed line, and we're banging up against the channel. So, the market's up big, but man, it looks like it's time for it to go down, doesn't it? And so there's the global Dow. That sure smells like it should be going down or starting to, right? So if looking at the Dow from a global perspective, boy, this thing doesn't look very bullish, but I guess we could break through that upper trend line and off we go. But I wanted everyone to take a look that from a global perspective, boy, it sure looks like we're done. So that's that one. So I keep an eye on it for sure.
Can we go back to that one on the LIT, the lithium? Yeah. Because I know lithium is related to batteries and
yes.
Oh dear, hold on one second, I hit something wrong here. Oh dear, what did I do wrong now? Now we're in trouble. Okay, right. I've got to do one quick thing here, Bart. Just a second. I hit this wrong button on that, and I wanted to, there we go. I'm back to business now. And hey, listen, if I ever fly a plane with you, Maverick, just don't be in the same plane as I am, because I'll hit all the wrong buttons.
I have too, trust me.
Okay, now this is one of the big things that they have in Ukraine, lithium for batteries and stuff like that. What is this showing you here on lithium?
So this, So you can see we made that low back in 2015, and I was waiting for the pullback, and it pulled back right to the all-time low there, which was about $12, and up to the all-time high, the 382 at 68 or 65.55, and off it. And I think that could be the low. And we got a whole nother wave coming. So I'm trying to get in this one. I missed it. I didn't put an alert in, and I was just looking around. All of a sudden, I'm like, oh crap! So it's already up $6. So I think that could be the low, unless we set up for a Gartley.
You know what, Jim? That's the difference between you and me. I never miss them. I always have my order exactly at the low and exactly at the high. And if you believe that, my son, I still have 2 shares of the Brooklyn Bridge for you for sure. People don't understand. This is a game of probabilities. It's not about the amount of money that you make. It's the amount of money that you don't lose. If people would just stop and think about that a little bit. I remember you telling me so many stories over the years, especially when we had that big family reunion at Annapolis many years ago when my cousin was getting married, and you set up the stuff for the chapel, and we did all that, all the meals and all the fun that we had visiting. But I think it was one of my, I don't know who it was, one of the kids said, what was the most important thing in flying? And you said to him, make sure you get back.
Put your gear down.
Yeah, there's a perfect example of
like
that.
You told me, Larry, when I first was learning, over a decade ago, I'm like, so what's a good month? And you looked at me and you said 1 cent, and I laughed.
Yeah.
And
decade.
You got a lot to learn.
It's been 17 years since I met you. What are you talking about? Where'd your time frame go? Okay, let's take it here. Oh, I see you've already covered that lit on that 382. Let's just do that again, because I missed that one too. Hold on one second. I don't trade lithium or any of the stocks, but let's look at the pattern, because what it does is it verifies the importance of that 382, because it is the starting, the thing that Mandelbrot looked at when he was doing his ABCD patterns and stuff. So I wanted to bring that one. We've got to pay a few bills here pretty soon, Jim. So if you'll stay with us, I want to cover the rest of your charts, and I got 2 questions from our listeners. If you have time, we'll be right back, folks. Jim Bartolioni of Bart's Chart. Stay tuned.
Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, we're back, folks. We're talking with Jim Bartolioni, Bart's Charts, and we're looking at Microsoft, and my goodness, it looks like the crosshairs of a AK-47. Tell the folks what you're looking at with these concentric circles, Jim. You want to tell the folks
Sure.
how they're derived? Uh-oh.
We're back.
Okay, good. All right, go
Yep.
ahead, my friend.
Well, if you spend enough time around all these harmonic patterns and read all your books and everything, Larry, you know what you'll find is when these things take off parabolically, like Microsoft did and a ton of other stocks did, right? You can still find potential inflection points by basically doing what we learned in elementary school, and that was how to create a circle from 3 points. And so that's all I did. You could see there, and again, I'm just doing it real quickly because some of your listeners, you said like some of this more geometrical esoteric stuff, if you want to call it that. And so you just basically use basic geometry. You can Google it, how to create a circle from 3 points. And that's all I did. And then once you find where they intersect, that's called the gravity center. And then what you do is you simply find where that gravity center goes down to either price, or you can go to zero price, any number of things. But what you're looking at is you're actually looking at the past, and you can see where that arc acted as support and resistance back in the past, and in the future it will act as support and resistance. And everything on that circle is harmonically interconnected. So when you get to the top of the circle, sometimes you can find the inflection point in a rapidly crazy market. And then when you go down to a lower time frame, a daily or an hourly or maybe even a 2 hour, that's when you start seeing some of those 3 drive patterns show up, a butterfly pattern show up. And so it's just a really powerful yet easy way to get an idea of a potential zone of inflection. So I just wanted to show, and in this case for Microsoft, it pretty much nabbed the top. So I just wanted to show that, you know, there are ways to find potential, again, it's all probability, but to find potential inflection points using basic geometry. So that was that one.
Very good. Okay, we've got one. By the way, folks, if you're interested in learning more about that, you can take my advanced training course. It's $50,000 for 2 years. Oh, Sarah just told me that we're sold out. So maybe in a couple of years. I know, isn't it tough when you've just it's just truly amazing. Okay, now we've got, I think we have one more that we want to talk about. Oh, this is the Microsoft on the daily. Let's get up and look at this, because I don't, because it's such a big component of the Dow Jones, I watch it all the time. But as you know, Jimmy, I don't trade stocks. It's just too slow for me.
Well,
anyway,
too, Larry, real quick, for those who do trade stocks, take a look at Tesla. It's completing or completed a Gartley sell right now. I just got an alert. I'm not in it because I'm away from my dealing station.
Yeah,
but
well.
you might want to take a look at that ABCD into about 5 different ratios. Big resistance on Tesla.
Folks,
So,
the only
anyway.
reason that Jim talks about this is because Ferraris don't have electric cars, and he won't drive an electric car, so that's
No,
why.
I won't. But I got to tell you, have you ever been in a Tesla, Larry?
With all the grandkids now, buddy, you're going to have to move to a Range Rover. You know that? Oh, there it is. Okay, go right ahead, buddy. Let's finish up with this this last one on Microsoft, and then we'll let you go. So I know you're really super busy.
That was just showing the daily. That was just showing that top of the circle was the high. And then if you can find that interest rates charts, Larry, 30 seconds. That's a really important chart, and it shows the magnitude.
Is that the first one, the very first one?
It might be. It says on it, I think, 10-year T-note interest rate.
Yeah. That's the very first one. I got that. In fact, I looked at that, and gosh, I've been doing this for so long. I remember back in '81 when I was at Drexel. That was when inflation hit its high at 13%. And California municipals were selling for a 13% tax-free. Unfortunately, they were callable, and then next year they were called away. But boy, for a year and a half, gee, you were making 13% on something that was tax-free. So it was basically 26 or 30%. It was a gold mine, but unfortunately, all the nuggets were taken out 18 months later. Go ahead, Jim. Tell us more about this long-term chart.
Are you showing that chart, Larry? I just can't.
Yes, sir.
See
it's
it.
Up there right now. Yes.
Yeah. So you can see that 1981, and then just so you readers know, on the right side, look at that scale. It's actually a log scale, and I love long-term logarithmic charts. They help you take really good assessment of trends. And so, man, we're coming up to the trend line. Right? I mean, it's a 40-year trend line. If we blow through that without some resistance, boy, man, these rates are going to explode, right? As you were just saying before it came on. So, but I mean, we've got a 786 and we've got some ratios. So I don't think it's going to happen the first time. I think we're going to go on up a little bit higher in the rate structure and then come down, and then it's a buy rates mindset, right? But look at that chart. I mean, that's an incredible move, and it hasn't stopped.
It's just starting too. Hey, listen, partner, we'll have you on in a couple of weeks. Keep those great charts coming. I love to see them. And come over and visit me sometime when you get a chance.
I would love to. Yep. Thanks,
I'd love
Larry.
to see you again. You bet, buddy.
Everybody be well.
Okay, thanks, Jim.
Salute.
Jim Bartolioni, folks, of Bart's Charts, a stand-up guy, and he is just about as humble as he is a nice fellow. So let's move on here to what we're watching. Now, let's give me 1 second here to catch up. He just said that we had a Gartley sell signal. Unfortunately, I've only got a few minutes to put it up, but let me see if I can do that in the well, hold on 1 second here. Let me see if I can get this up here for Tesla. I don't trade stocks, but sometimes when we have someone like Jim on, it's worth taking a quick look. So here's Tesla. And we'll just do an hourly on this, and we'll see where we are. Oh, I can see why his beeper went off. There's no question about that. Let's get this up here, and you'll be able to see what we talk about here in the trade. All I got to do is move it over just a little bit. I'm not going to draw all the funny lines because you guys all know what those funny lines mean. But here we go. If you like A, B, C, D, and this is an AB equals CD, as my good buddy Mark Douglas would be saying, and that's how he used to say it. He would do his little imitation of Rodney Dangerfield, and there you can see it, folks. As clear as a bell, you can see the perfect ABCD. There's your B leg right here. There's your A leg. There's your C leg, and your D is completing right up there, taking out the highs where we were about in the middle of February, and that's when everybody's going to be buying because it's a breakout. And they might be right, but by golly, you have to strap me down and keep the buy signal off of me because this one looks like a roaring sell, that's for sure. So that's pretty much what we're watching here today. That was a beautiful ABC. And not only that, but look at the ABCD on the downside. You had A there to form the Gartley, B there, C there, and D there. And do the work yourself. Measure this. This is an equal move. AB equals CD coming in where? Bada bing, bada boom, Mr. Fibonacci. And there you've got it, folks. That's what we're looking at. We're going to take a little break here and then wind up the program. I'm going to bring out my guitar and sing a few tunes. Not a chance, boys and girls. I've been banned forever from using my guitar or my harmonica or my cymbals that I have from the rhythm band. Sarah will not allow me to do that without being paid handsomely, because being a professional musician, you have to be paid when you play. We'll be right back, boys and girls. Try to keep it together. We'll be right back.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Are you looking for a secured investment which pays you on a monthly basis? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be the program for you. The best rate on a 5-year CD in the country right now, according to Bankrate.com, is paying 1% per year or $1,000 per $100,000 invested. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly, on secured, high-value, buildable properties in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment is for 4 years, paying 7% per year or $7,000 per $100,000 invested. Your investment is secured by high-value real estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. Your investment can be anywhere from $100,000 to $500,000. Do you want to make $1,000 per year on $100,000 invested or $7,000 per year on a secured Tiger First mortgage? The Tiger First Mortgage Program may be just the program for you. The Tiger First Mortgage Program pays 7% per year, paid monthly. For more information, you can call 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
Okay, folks, I posted the chart that Jim Bartolone was talking about. I had this on my limit minder too, but mine didn't go off. I had it off at 949. This was at 948. The high was 948.68. That completed the ABCD, as you can see perfectly. Now, I've been asked to talk just a tiny bit about the Treasury Bonds. Jim was talking about that. I'll bring this up so you folks can take a look at it. This is where the first swing down is, but our original target on this, folks, is at 129 in the bonds. But as you can see here, we had this 61% retracement here. This is when the Fed first came out here 3 weeks ago. And as you can see here, we've had this cascading down move with virtually no rally. This should end somewhere around this 146 area. We're only 2 points away from that. So pay close attention to that, because when we get that, we'll have a nice rally a counter trend rally up in here. You want to get that one because this last leg down in the bonds could be very, very dramatic and happen very, very fast. Remember, the Fed's out there, they're already telling us they're thinking of maybe 0.25% or more on the next one. And believe me, folks, the one thing that this economy doesn't need is to increase interest rates for mortgages, for small business. I mean, it's just a quagmire, folks. That's all it is. And this is my opinion, of course. And opinions are like armpit. Everybody has one, and it usually smells. And so what you have to remember is that I'm wrong often, but I'm never in doubt. So I believe this rally that we're seeing in stocks today is just a fake out. And I mean, you haven't seen 3 standard deviation move in a NASDAQ since a very, very, very long time. Anyway, let's move on here. We've got the show coming to an end. Our guest tomorrow will hopefully be our good friend Stan Harley of the Harley Stock Market Letter. Thursday and Friday are up in the air. I don't know what it's going to be. Now, I'm going to be going to London and Far East here pretty soon. I'll be gone, but I'll be able to do the show, but not every day. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.